Welcome to our ARC playthrough here on the island. This is episode 16, and today we will be going through what is probably my favorite cave in the game, and it's also considered one of, if not the hardest cave in the game, and that is the snow cave. So I've already got a few things set up there, and we're going to head out here in just a minute. I'm waiting on Junior now. And I like to take a E&Egames into this cave. They're really good. There's a lot of Perlovia in there, and they are great because the Perlovia can't knock you off your mount. If you do, you just stand there on the saddle. And a lot of times you can use the roar, and that'll actually drive them out of their holes. So it gives the E&Egames a really good advantage over just about any other dino. So they are my favorite to take into this cave. So the coordinates are 30-30. It's up there at the base of this mountain where the blue obelisk is. And yeah, so we're going to head that way and show you how we like to go through that cave. It's really good for loot. And I farm that cave like crazy anytime I play the game because I've found some really good stuff in there. So we are going to steal this egg real quick as soon as we kill this Dillo. Alright, yeah, we're going to grab this egg, and then we will bring you back whenever we get to the cave. Alright, so we're coming up on it now. The good thing about this one, you can take your bird in and kind of get it out of danger, drop it here inside. And then I have actually built a house in here already, just to get ready. I like to have a couple beds in this one because it is a tough cave. It's pretty difficult, and I keep that there with a couple beds in it just in case something crazy happens. And let me make sure that I'm not carrying too much weight, that I am dressed warm because this is a very cold cave. Alright, so I've got a house up here already inside the cave. I got a couple boxes in there, a campfire, and a couple of beds just in case we need it. And you have to crouch to go through here, so you can't take your dino in directly. You have to carry it in a cryopod. And I actually always build a dino gate right here. It's a behemoth gate, actually. And it gives us enough room to get in safely and get our dinos out. And we're going to hop on them here real quick. Hopefully everything has spawned into the cave. We were here a little while ago, and it was completely empty. So we've given it quite some time. And I think everything should be in here now. So we'll get prepped here and we will go on inside. Alright, looking good already. We see some loot right up there in front of us. It's a blue crate, so it's not the best, but definitely easy to get to. So I'm going to start taking out some of the things in here. We'll completely clear this room before we try to get off our dinos. So you can clear this cave by yourself with a good high-level E&Egames. I try to have about 30,000 health, and I think my melee is probably around 700. And I can usually get through pretty well on my own, but you know, an extra person obviously is going to make it a lot easier. Now the trick is to try not to get swarmed, like Junior, like that's happening to him right now. So I'm going to try to help pick some of them off of him, but if that happens to you very much, then you will lose your dino quick. Now I do keep a couple extra cryopods with E&Egames also in those. So if anything happens mid-cave, I can pick one of these up, throw another out, and we can keep right on trucking. These things, man, they take a lot of hits. Now, I found that the polar bears will actually, they'll attack you on sight, and also the Perlovias. There's one there, and actually one just jumped out of its hole after us there. You see it didn't knock us off or stun us like they normally do when you're on a smaller dino. But those attack on sight, but the dire wolves and the yetis kind of hang back. I go ahead and kill them all anyway. And actually, you can see a Perlovia just coming out of his hole there. That's because of that roar. That brings him out. And the main reason that I use the E&Egames, man, I hate those things. But anyway, the other dinos, the dire wolves and the yetis, they don't attack on sight. So I kind of try to take out the polar bears first, time our hits right to where we're knocking them back. They don't get a whole lot of hits on us. And then once we deal with those, we can get rid of the yetis, who are probably an equal threat. And then the dire wolves, which they're mostly a nuisance. You got to be a little careful, but nothing like the other two. And then the Purlovias, really, they're not much as long as they can't knock you off your dino. Now, when you do come in here with another person, or if you just bring a backup Uteranus in here and have it follow you, it gives you a huge benefit with that courage roar. Get those guys out of there. At least it worked for the one. But they will give you that courage roar, and it really boosts your damage. So, you know, that's another benefit to these if you have, you know, somebody come in here with you. I really don't recommend, though, bringing in a backup and having it follow you, because when they're in that water, they take constant damage. It's not much, but it can whittle away their health, and if they get stuck somewhere and you're not paying attention, man, it will kill them or damage them pretty badly. All right, let's see what's in this. Looks like a kangaroo saddle, so although it's a pretty good armor rating on that saddle, pretty much useless for us. Sometimes there's a cave drop right here overlooking this little waterfall. We'll go ahead and take down these dire wolves here just so we don't have to worry about them later. It's nice to get that extra XP. Now this is a pretty good size cave also. It takes quite a while to get all the way through it, especially if you're careful, which, like I said, you almost have to be. If you rush in on everything, then they'll give you a pretty tough time. Junior rushing in. He knows we have a backup Uteranus, and I guess he intends to use it. Give him the courage buff there, because it looks like he can use it. Now we are using just regular primitive saddles. I have been on the lookout for a good Uteranus saddle, but no luck so far. Usually if I farm this cave enough, most of the time I will find one by the end of the game. you can see the difference there. You know, with the courage buff, I was doing like 668 damage, and then without it, I think I did about 530. So you get quite a bit of difference in damage there. So having that extra E&Egames in here to roar for you, that really, it does make a difference. That's another place for a common cave drop. More Perlovia holes. So it looks like I've lost about 8,000 health. I can usually get through without having to do any force feeding, and wind up with about half my health left. But of course, sometimes the enemies spawn in a little thicker than other times, so you never know what's going to be waiting around the corner. Alright, sometimes there's quite a few cave drops in this room. I'll try to remember to point out the places, if there aren't any, that they usually spawn. First one is up here to the right. Actually, it's there now. It's yellow. That's a pretty good drop. So we'll definitely make sure we grab that. I'll make sure we're going to be safe before we do that, though. Now keep in mind, this water does constant damage to my dino and me, so you definitely want to get in and get out quick. It's a pretty good pistol. Not sure if I'll really use it or not. But we do have an industrial grinder now, so anything like that can produce quite a bit of material for you. Alright, there's another spot up here, and there's a cave drop in it too. That's good. There's a lot of enemies in this little spot right here. He is really taking a beating. One thing about it, you get some major XP in here. I don't think that there's any explorer notes, and that would be nice, but you really don't need them because there are so many enemies and they're really high level. I think with the settings that we have, they can spawn in up to like level 600 or something like that. It's pretty insane. When you run into those, especially in the polar bears, you definitely know it. We'll go on up here and make sure everything's dead before we go back for that cave drop. I apologize for the camera angles in here. This cave is just barely big enough for a E&Egames in a lot of places, and you can tell. Sometimes you can't see anything when you're going forward. It's probably the only drawback to using one of these guys in here. But they do get through. There's one place that I usually have to break out some crystal, but they do make it all the way through the place, even if it looks like they won't. It's a Apache saddle. Also pretty well useless for us. Sometimes it seems like they're going to take all day. Yeah, level 280. Alright, there's another cave drop there. The shotgun might be okay. Alright, we're going to be pretty careful because sometimes there's a lot of dinos in this room up ahead. I'm going to attempt to use this corridor as kind of a bottleneck so that they don't swarm me. Now sometimes on the other side of that pool of water there will be a cave drop, and it's... oh man, he's gonna... crap, I bet I can't get back up there. Nope. Alright, there's no need to panic. We just need to take him out, and then I'll use a cryopod to get my Uteranus back up here to solid ground. Anyway, if there is a cave drop in that water, you can usually see it pretty well from the land, so I don't go in there unless I absolutely have to, because you can take some pretty good damage trying to get to it and get back out. This is a nice safe place to try to pick off some of these enemies. Alright, if we go left right here, there's a cave drop up top. That is usually the best one in this cave. It's right there around the corner. Once we kill these guys, we'll be able to see it if it's there. Let's see. All right, and it is. So for a long time, I used to bring a jumping dino for this, but I finally realized you could just do that and run across. All right, those are some really good fur leggings. And I'll drop the shield blueprint because I never use a shield. Get him out of there. I think I'm stuck. There we go. Alright, I think we should be getting pretty close to the end. Quite a few dinos in here, though. Try to give him that boost there so he can take these guys out faster. He's backing off there because he is actually getting kind of low on health. Can't stay out of the fight for long, though. Gotta kind of keep these off of him. Alright, there's another cave drop right there. I think he'll come back over here in a minute and then we can kill him. Yeah, there we go. And I'm nice and safe while I do it. And he's a pretty tough one. Alright. Now this one's kind of tough to get. I always end up in the water a little bit. And sometimes those saber-toothed salmon like to attack, so hopefully this doesn't end badly here. Let's take a long jump. And it wasn't nearly long enough. Alright. Man, that is a really good scuba tank. Durability is 700. I think the ones that you craft are, I think they're like 70 or they're less than 100, so that thing will last a long time whenever we start doing the water caves. I've actually been wanting to get into exploring the water a little more anyway, so That'll really help us out with that. And some of the episodes in the near future will probably do some of that. Alright, so his health is it's getting down close to 10%. So we're going to go ahead and throw out a backup. And I will put his Uteranus in a cryopod. And then it'll be safe until we get out of here. We can get its health back up for the next round. He's getting some levels there. And there is a lot of dinos up here. Tons of those polar bears. Now, when you're by yourself, this can be pretty bad. Might be anyway. But hopefully, a few of them might fall off. And hopefully they'll kind of keep each other stuck up there while we pick them off one by one. Sorry you can't see very much. It's kind of a bad spot. No, it looks like a good amount of them went off that side. Usually when they get down there, they don't come back. Yeah, man, there's a bunch of polar bears down there. We got pretty lucky. Get back here. I probably can't reach them. But I will try. Nope, no luck. So we will just leave them alone and hope they stay there till we finish up and get back out of here. Alright, this is the artifact room. Alright, we'll let him grab that artifact. Well, I guess there's a Yeti over there. He's not going to stand much of a chance, though. Alright, he's going to grab that artifact. Looks like it just spawned back. And he got it too, so I'm going to have to go back there and see if I can go ahead and get it again. We need it 3 times, so. And it is. It's in there, so yeah, I'm going to go grab it. I don't know, this feels a bit like cheating. Alright, well that works for us. We'll probably have that artifact a dozen times by the time we're finished, though, because, like I said, we really like to farm this cave, so. Let's make our way back out of here and try not to get stuck in the ceiling. A few enemies behind here. Rest of them can just stay for next time. Alright, so if you go just right, you can land on that. Yep. Let's see if Junior can do it. With this little ledge here, you can't get to it if you're in the water. You have to swim around and come up over here where I'm at. It's kind of a hassle. Oh, he made it. Alright, we're back to the first room. Oh, second room. Here's the first room. Guess these fish are going to be right in the way. Alright, now we're going to want to make sure that after we pick up our dinos, we'll close our dino gate. That way next time we come in here, it's nice and safe by the entrance. Now, one thing to watch out for if you do it this way, every once in a while something will spawn on this side of the gate. And if you just run in here not paying attention, you can get killed pretty quick. So always watch out for that. But for the most part, this little opening should be safe once you keep that gate closed. Man, he's going to get shut in there. Alright. We'll see you back in a minute. Alright, so we have made it home. We're going to go ahead and unload everything. I have to take these clothes off. They're pretty hot. Here's some fighting going on out there. Oh, that's an alpha. Uh-oh. Ooh, better throw it or you Uranus. Ah, he killed our baryonyx. Fortunately, that's not one of our cavers. Alright. Oh, that got kind of crazy. That's why we built a fence. Alright, we'll put him away here. Make sure he doesn't have anything. And we'll put him away in his cryopod. We'll show you guys real quick some of the things that we have worked on recently. Can't remember if I've showed you the industrial forge yet. We put it on the back and we just built ourselves a grinder. So these are pretty nice. I don't know if they're really worth it on single player, but man, we pick up so much loot that we just can't use for anything else. And so it's nice to grind it up and get some of that stuff back. You can see, get quite a bit of stuff out of some of those saddles. So it is kind of nice, save space in our vault and things like that. We're actually getting a little low on metal. But anyway, we appreciate you watching this episode, and we will see you in the next.